Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Blue Golf Ball with another Pokemon TCG online video. Today we're going to showcase a Cobalion deck. It's not going to be what you think it's going to be, which is the Cobalion EX. It's going to be the regular Cobalion. We're going to be showcasing the one that does Energy Press and Iron Breaker. What we want to focus on today is the Iron Breaker attack, which does 80 for 2 metal energies and 1 colorless energy. It's not that good considering EXs that have a similar energy cost, like Darkrai and Genesect. They do around 120 for this amount of energy, and this 2 and 1 colorless line of energy. Like Darkrai does 90 plus 30 to the bench. But the nice thing about Cobalion is it does this effect that the defending Pokemon can attack during your opponent's next turn. So, in a sense, we're going to try to lock our opponents from attacking. And to do this, we're going to team our Cobalion up with, not Squirrel, but with Dragalge. And what we want to do is combine a Hypnotoxic Laser with the ability Poison Barrier. Your opponent's poisoned Pokemon can't retreat. So, ideally, we only need 1 of these on the bench, and then we're going to combine it with 4 of these, so we can poison our opponent up to 4 times at face value. Now, our A-Spec for the deck is going to be a Dowsing Machine. And you guessed it, we can potentially poison our opponent 5 times. But wait, there's more. We're going to run 1 Shadow Triad just to pick up 1 more Hypnotoxic Laser if needed. So we can actually poison our opponents 6 times, potentially. And that's kind of the goal here. A secondary attacker, we're going to run 1 Heatran. He is a pretty big Pokemon, and we just kind of want to use it as a secondary attacker just in case. The problem with this deck, there's a lot of problems with this deck. It's weak against fire, and there's a bunch of fire types out there, so that's not good. We can't exactly face against Pyroar. We're gonna get destroyed because this is a basic, and the only thing we can attack with is probably Bronzong, which only does Hammer In. Pretty pathetic. So we don't really have an answer to Pyroar. We just hope to never face Pyroar, and that's the goal. So other things that it's really bad against would be like Keldeo EX, because even if we force him to not be able to retreat, Keldeo can rush in and retreat, because once they rush in, they're no longer poisoned. So we're gonna have issues with that. We'll have issues with things like people that run a lot of switches, which we run in this deck. But otherwise, I think we want to have a lot of fun, and this deck is going to be a bit of a fun deck to lock our opponents. Now, I did think about running maybe a 2-2 line of Kyurem. That way we can have something against fire types, but it doesn't really matter. If we face against a Pyroar, we're gonna end up needing to have an evolution anyways. So, besides that, we have Bronzong here, and Bronzong is going to be using Metal Links for us, just to have some consistency with energy acceleration, so that's the plan there. I already mentioned the Dowsing Machine and the Hypnotoxic Laser, excuse me. We have 1 Professor's Letter, 1 Starling Megaphone, just in case we run to a Garbodor, and I know 1's probably not enough, but whatever, we'll just go with it. 3 switches. The problem is we don't run any float stones, and if these guys get Lysandered out, oh man, they're done for. This guy, well, our Dragalge only has 1 energy retreat cost, which isn't too bad, and he has 3 as well, so that's kind of the problem here. I don't know if 3 is going to be sufficient, but we will see. We also have 4 Ultra Balls, just get the Pokemon out. 2 VS Seekers, just so we can be sneaky. So, and speaking of the VS Seekers, that means that we can actually VS Seeker this guy 2 more times, potentially. Meaning we can VS Seeker him and then also use him to get another Hypnotoxic Laser. So there you go. That's like what, 8 lasers? I don't know. Well, who knows? Alright, 2 Lysanders, 4 Ends, 1 Pokemon Fan Club. I don't know exactly if this is worth it, but we run a lot of tiny basic Pokemon, and there's no such thing as a level ball anymore. So that means that to get these Bronzors out, the Squirrels and whatnot, I think 1 space for a Pokemon Fan Club could be pretty nice. 4 Junipers, and I already spoke about the Shadow Triad, Skyla, and then the Stadium of Choice. We're gonna run 3 of these. We really want to get that extra poison damage, and then we have 3 muscle bands. You know, I debated about, you know, since we could actually get 2-hit knockouts with this guy, we probably don't need the muscle bands, but you know, the muscle bands is a good choice. I did think about switching the muscle bands for float stones, but we'll see about that in the future. We're running 10 metal energy. And oh yeah, another bad thing about this deck is Virizion EX. This would just totally cancel out this right here, so that's no good. Also, the new stadium for metal types can counter against conditions as well, so good thing we're running 3 of these Burbank City Gyms. So this is kind of a must, because we don't want to have like a mirror match with another metal deck and then like just play our own stadium. That is the metal helping stadium. So that's it for this Cobalion Ironbreaker deck. Oop, wrong card. The Ironbreaker deck is what I should probably call it, but I call it, you know, Cobalion because it's a Cobalion deck. All right, anyways, so let's go ahead and see what kind of match we can get. All right, looks like we will be going against Nox Dikajo. Interesting. She has quite an interesting name. So we go with heads, and we flipped heads. And looks like I would like to choose to go first. Well, this is an interesting start. I don't think we're gonna need the Heatran. I'm not sure. We'll just hang on to him. Okay, looks like we're going against another metal deck. Let's see here. Sure. Let's go ahead and attach the muscle band. Alright, what we want to do is we're just gonna play N. My opponent already has 6 cards. That's okay. And yeah, we're just gonna end our turn. Bummer we couldn't get a Bronzor or a Scralp in play. But alright, so there's the Steel Shelter I was talking about. We want to get rid of this as soon as we can. Alright, so we don't need to worry too much about the Cobalion EX. We don't play any special energies, nor do we need to worry about the Aegislash EX. We don't play any special energies. Let's go ahead and play this here. Boy. So I'm just gonna play the N. See, I don't want to play. I don't want to give him more cards either, right? And I don't want to burn my Lysander just yet. I don't know if he plays DCEs. He can drop DCE and do Chrono Wind. It wouldn't knock me out, but it would knock me out in his next turn. So, boy, we are just gonna go with the N. I don't know if that was the right decision or not. Man, what the heck? Well, alright. So, we'll counter his stadium. And I'm just gonna... I'm gonna play the Heatran. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. See, I don't know if he has anything he can do in particular to knock him out, so I don't need to play the Heatran. So we have 120 to go. I don't think he can pull off a full metal impact right now. We might see the Chrono Wind. Mr. Mime is useless in this battle. I don't hit the bench at all. Alright, so we see another Bronzor. We see the DCE. We're gonna get hit with 60. Ooh, an escape rope. I don't know why he didn't use it. Oh yeah, I guess he doesn't have a switch or anything. He opted not to play the N. That's interesting. So we see a start on the megaphone. That's okay. We're gonna need to do a 2-hit knockout anyways, because even with the muscle band doing Ironbreaker, we're only doing 100. So that's all right with me. All right, we see the 60. We're gonna put an end to all of this right now. All right, so we're gonna poison him. We don't actually need to energy accelerate right now. Alright, so we're gonna get the muscle. We might as well get the muscle band back, right? No. Alright, so let's go ahead and Ultra Ball these 2 away. And we will get the Dragalge. I'm not sure what's in his hand, and yeah, let's do that. Alright, so I'm gonna feel, it's a bummer we have to play the Juniper to get rid of our dowsing machine. I don't like that one bit, but we gotta do what we gotta do. So I play the Juniper. It looks like the game froze for a little bit. There we go. There's that. Alright, so we did get the bronzer, we did get the laser, and we're not gonna knock him out, which is good. We don't want to knock him out, right? So I can play the muscle band, but I'm gonna opt not to play it, because see, the math works like this, right? If I do 180 plus poison damage, it's 111. He's gonna survive, he can't attack, he can't retreat. Once it comes to my turn, he's gonna get knocked out. Then I'm gonna lock the next guy. So that's kind of the plan. So let's go ahead and play this here. Alright, so we get heads, which is a bonus. Hopefully he flips tails. We're just gonna attack. We're gonna hang on to the Ultra Ball, and we're gonna Iron Breaker so he can't attack. So he flips heads. We're not too worried unless he has a switch. So he flips heads. I don't know if he's got a switch. He needs to do a double switch. He's got an escape rope that he burned, but he needs a double switch here. So he's got to switch and switch again, or else, yeah, this Dialga is gonna die. He's gonna, well, not die. Pokemon don't die. He's gonna faint, right? So we see the Lysander. I'm not too worried about that. I'll just play the energy and pay the retreat cost. But he's gonna get knocked out, and he's probably gonna take out the Cobalion. So we locked him right there. You guys see the power of this lock. So we forced him to play his Lysander, and we got the lock. So we got another laser right here. So that's a good thing. We didn't have to play the end down to 4 cards to try to, you know, scoop out a laser or whatnot. So let's go ahead and pay the retreat, and you know, so let's see, retreat into this Cobalion here. At this point, I might not want to even play a Bronzong, simply because, you know, it might just hurt me at the end with him playing Lysanders. We already saw one Lysander down, but I'm assuming he plays via Seekers, so we want to. We're not in any too big of a trouble to do that. So let's go ahead and play the muscle band. We're gonna see the laser. I don't think he's got any switches or anything. We didn't get heads, but that's okay. So right now I am really debating if I want. So you see, I want to use at least one VS Seeker for a Shadow Triad. That way we can play more Hypnotoxic lasers. I don't exactly need a Lysander here. Actually, the Cobalion EX is more of a threat, so we're gonna go ahead and just discard these 2 supporters. And you know what? I'm gonna opt to get a Bronzong. I'll take my chances with another Lysander. This might come back to haunt me, but you know, it's a chance I'm willing to take. So we're gonna go ahead and play the VS Seeker. We already have 3 ends in our discard pile. We're gonna play for the Juniper. I don't want to give him more cards, and I don't want him, you know, to go down to 4. So this is good. We also have the Shadow Triad for next turn if he does pull anything off. We will get another Bronzong out here. We're gonna use the ability, and let's take a look. So we got 2 in the discard, so we can actually eventually get another Cobalion powered up. So let's go ahead and lock him with another Iron Breaker. You're gonna see here he's gonna get knocked out. This actually didn't work in our favor. So if I didn't play the muscle band, he'd be at 70 right now, and with another turn of the Verbank, he'd be down to 40. Well, it doesn't matter. We need to play we need to attack with Iron Breaker anyways. So right here, he's gonna do a hard retreat. I'm not sure what into, but the only way he can pull this off is he retreats, and then he Metal Links 1 onto the Cobalion, and then plays a switch to get the Cobalion back. But that's kind of hard to pull off. Sorry, I keep saying my opponent is. I don't know if she is or he is a female. Sometimes these you know, are kind of deceiving. But yeah, my opponent, no gender reference. Sorry, I apologize. for my opponent. So my opponent right here is chose to play the battle compressor. My opponent definitely has a lot of energies here, 5, 6 metal energies. Looks like my opponent is getting ready to kind of just build up this Aegislash, because she knows that when her Cobalion EX gets knocked out, she's going to be in a good position to respond. So I actually can just pass the turn, you know, believe it or not. So let's go ahead and Metal Link some more. So we only got one there, which is not good. I'm actually gonna opt. This is a good opportunity to play the Shadow Triad. That way I can, you know, I have more hypnotoxic lasers. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna do the, you know, the energy press for 80. No need to do anything fancy here. It's gonna get knocked out anyways. So we are definitely in the lead for prizes. That's my last muscle band right here. So I'm gonna probably choose to use it pretty wisely. My opponent right now is opting to play the Bronzor in hopes to charge the Aegislash up. Plus Bronzor only needs a 1 retreat cost. So if my opponent can pull off, and oh no, that is not good. But the good thing is that they get shuffled back into my deck. So I'm gonna actually play the Juniper in the next turn. My opponent saw that coming. Saw that I played the Shadow Triad for the Hypnotoxic Laser, but I'm actually okay with that. Now I actually have a really high chance of drawing my at least 3 Hypnotoxic Lasers, assuming that the other one's not prized. I know for sure I have 2 in the deck. I'm assuming I have 3, unless, yeah, like I said, one's prized. But my chances of drawing it should be pretty good. We see the Stadium, so that's not good. Luckily, we play 3 Stadiums, so we can counter this with no issues here. My opponent's going to be opting to play the Via Seeker again. I'm assuming for the Getsus. She should have played for the Lysander. I think the Lysander would have been a much better strategy. Because right now, what we're going to have here is a Bronzor that's just going to get knocked out for free. So, I don't know if my opponent plans on playing another Via Seeker, or maybe my opponent has another Lysander. Regardless, I'm going to, let's see here, my opponent's going to be doing Slash Blast, which with 3, my opponent can do 100 damage, which would knock out this Cobalion here. What I should do if I want to play conservative, so my opponent actually can charge up more than 3. So if I do play Switch for this Cobalion, this Cobalion has a good chance of just getting one shot and getting knocked out. So I don't want to do that. What I do plan to do is probably, yeah, I'm just going to charge up this Cobalion. I'm going to hang on to the Switch just in case my opponent plays another Lysander or something strange. Can't really use any other abilities, so I'm just going to attack. I know this Cobalion is going to get knocked out, but a good thing here is that I don't have. Oh yeah, the starting leg. I can play that for the muscle band. I don't have any. A bad thing here is that I didn't get any. What do you call it? Hypnotoxic lasers. So, you know, I probably shouldn't have played the Stadium card because, see, it would have gotten countered. But then a good thing is that we played 3, so we might win the Stadium war, unless this last one is, you know, yeah, this last one is the Stadium, which would be a bummer because I already used my dowsing machine. So at this point here, I would be really lucky to draw Via Seeker or a very good draw support, which I only have 1 Juniper left and 1 N left. I do have 1 Lysander, which I can pull to like pull out a Bronzong. So he's gonna, looks like he's opting to have a backup attacker in Bronzong right now, which is not a bad thing. So I'm going to do an Iron Breaker here. Good thing that this Cobalion is knocked out. I can go ahead and play more Cobalions. So let's go ahead and grab this energy, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab another energy. These metal links come in very handy. So, you know, it's tough, right? So I want to play the Skyla. The Hypnotoxic Laser is not going to work. You can see here the Juniper. I only have one Juniper left. I'm gonna opt to play it. I'm gonna leave the VS Seeker in here. That way I have the flexibility to choose later on which supporter I really need. So we're gonna go with that. Looks like we do have another Burbank City Gem in our deck. I'm gonna go ahead and just attack with the Iron Breaker. I'm gonna force him to retreat with everything he's got. The sad part is I don't have my Starlight Megaphone anymore. At least he can't attack me for now. What I'm gonna see here is the I'm gonna see I'm gonna retreat with the DCE and a Metal Energy, which is expected. Oh, so we see the end. I should have saw that coming. But that's alright. So we got the switch, which is what I like to see. Because this way, even if he knocks out my Cobalion, he's gonna do a hard retreat with this Bronzong. Because this Bronzong is gonna get one more energy on it, so this Bronzong is gonna do a retreat too. Well, he needs a switch basically. He can't retreat twice. So there we go. We see the retreat. We're gonna see. Ooh, what's this about? That's peculiar. He probably has the switch. That's probably why he's doing that. So with these two, he's gonna be able to do 120, and that's gonna knock out my Cobalion. But the bad news for him is that I'm gonna have another Cobalion backed up right here. So I'm gonna play the Bronzong, and ideally I'm gonna get this one charged up, and I'm gonna play the switch. And the sad part is I don't have a good supporter right now. I don't have anything in my hand really. But the nice thing is that we top deck the switch, so that's the good news there. So we still have something we can do. So my opponent wasn't able to do anything here. We're gonna take the knockout and it's game. So there you guys have it. What do you guys think about this lock deck? I'm going to just go and play the Iron Breaker and go into the game. So, I thought I typed GG or not. Okay. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe their Pokemon chat's down. But let me know what you think of this video. If you like this video or you like the videos in my series, subscribe, comment below anything you'd like to see in the future or anything like that. So let's click these stats really quick. Man, this is a dominating performance by Cobalion. Alright, once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.